No, you know the rule, but good morning, everyone, Ben. As you know, the Premier League rules, when it's a concussion in the head, is a protocol to be 1 week, 10 days off. So, uh, and we saw him yesterday after the training session, the day after the game against Arsenal. And of course, he has a little bit damaged his face, but he slept in the hospital and he feels quite good after what happened with Eddie, and we are happy he's back, and hopefully 1 week, 10 days he will be ready.
I know it was obviously an accident, the collision with Edison, but have you spoken to the goalkeeper about the risks of coming out like that, or maybe whether he could have done anything differently in that circumstance?
No, he has to be, the way we play, he has to be upfront, and it's a situation that he has to answer in just 1 second, 1 minute, and no, what 1 minute, in 1 second, and it's part of the football. So everybody knows that Edison doesn't want to hurt any opponent. Imagine when an opponent mate, so want to hurt a mate, so it's happened.
And just finally from me, you said pre-match that there were no big issues in terms of injuries or fitness. John Stones wasn't in the squad. Was that a fitness issue, or was that a tactical decision, just given the number of...
No, I forgot to tell you, because after the second training session, the third training session, I think so, after restart to training, he had a problem in his ankle, and is at the end of the part of his recovery. He was not available.
Okay, thank you. We'll come to Simon. Simon, can you hear us?
I can. Hi, Pep. Leroy Sane was obviously on the bench on Wednesday, which was good news. How far away do you think he is from being back to anything like his best, and what kind of part do you think he could play over the next 2.5 months?
Well, we are in the first game. Is in a part of the game, like the first 2 games against Arsenal and Burnley. It were so important to get our points, to assure as quick as possible our qualification for the next season. So, like, the Premier League is done with Liverpool, so we are 6-7 teams fighting for qualification to the Champions League. Always, I thought, in the real world right now, qualification for the Champions League is like a title. We play for 4 titles a season plus another one is a qualification for there. Now we have 15 points clear for the 5th, and it was a good sign to win against Arsenal and Burnley. And Leroy was a long time away, so he's training without pain, and that is a good sign. And step by step, I'm going to take a decision. So we have a bigger squad right now. Everybody's fit. And I'm going to take a decision. It depends from many, many reasons, not just, for many, many reasons. And I decide in that moment, for the way they're training. Bernardo is an incredibly important player for us. Phil Foden, every time he plays, it's performing really well. And Phil and Bernardo, they play incredible these 10 days, and they were not selected in the start 11. So I'm going to try to move the team. Some players going to play more than the other ones, but I try to let them play, and the commitment for the team, for the club, is going to take a decision.
Do you think what's happened, and everybody expects the transfer market to go down, do you think that will affect whether Leroy stays at the club next season or not?
Leroy said he don't want to extend the contract next season. So it means he want to leave, and it's going to happen this summer on end of contract. So the club talked to me, offer 2 or 3 times to extend his contract. He rejected. So, and he want to play in another club.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian Irvin. Just unmuting you now.
Thank you, Simon. Pep, does that mean that talks are over with Leroy? There's no more attempts to try and talk him into signing a contract?
No. So Leroy, what the club said to me, reject to extend the contract, and I think everybody knows, and if at the end of this season arrive agreement and both clubs is going to leave, if not, is going to stay one more year, is going to leave and end of the contract.
And just going back to what you were talking about in terms of managing the squad, like you say, you've got a lot of players to choose from. You've already said that you will rotate between these matches. How many changes realistically can you make match to match? Is it possible to make 11 changes and still be confident that your team can do themselves?
No, I don't think so. I think it was not a problem, the game against Arsenal, because Arsenal, the people arrived to the game fresh in terms of no problems, but with lack of physical condition. But to get the condition, they have to play minutes. But the problem will be when you play every 3 days. In the next week, when we play after Burnley, we have Chelsea, Newcastle away, Liverpool at home, and every 3-4 days. And that is the problem when you have accumulate minutes in your legs with a lack of physical condition. That is when start the problem. And I'm not going to change 11 players every time, but of course I'm going to use the chance to make 5 substitutions in every game. For everyone must be fit. For in 1 month decide who is the player in best conditions to play the cup if we have lucky to go through against Newcastle and especially against Madrid.
Thank you, Pep.
Thank you, Ian. Just coming to the attendees now, we have a question from Fred Caldera. Fred?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Pep. I know that your focus is on the next game, but and Champions League is miles away from now. But there is the possibility of you not playing the second leg with Real Madrid at the Etihad Stadium, and yes, in Portugal. Do you think that this would change the fairness in the competition?
We are going to adapt what the UEFA says. So it's in an extraordinary situation right now all around the world, not just in football. So, and when the Premier League said we have to do it, we are going to do it. The UEFA says we are going to play away for the reasons I think for the security in our health situation. So we are going to follow their instructions. We would love to play in Etihad Stadium. That's normal. But I think UEFA decide to move one other country to play is more for security, for our health, for all of us, for the Madrid players and the staff, background staff, for all of us. So we are going to adapt what UEFA say.
Thank you. I'll come to Ellie McDonald. Ellie.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Just quickly away from the Premier League, Claudio Pizarro, a former player of yours, is retiring at the age of 41, so after next week. You obviously coached him during your spell at Bayern, and he said that you're the greatest coach he's ever had. What are your thoughts on his exceptional career?
Claudio, dear Claudio, is always I said to him, I would have loved to met him with 24 or 25 or 26 years old. So he's one of the best finishers, strikers I ever seen. He's a striker, not just in the box. When he could drop and to play was magnificent. Remember, a little bit like Benzema, the quality that he has. An incredible human being. I had an incredible relation. It's one of the nicest memories I got from my period in Munich in Germany. Like I wanna say give this opportunity to talk in public. See, big congratulations for Bayer for another Bundesliga in the way an outstanding end part of the season. The last 8-9 games he played under Hansi Flick, they played an outstanding football. And maybe 41 years old is a right age to retire, and hopefully he can continue in the world football, being a manager or other stuff. But the football deserves people like Claudio. So big congratulations for all his outstanding career in Werder Bremen, in Peru, and of course in Bayern Munich. And sometimes one person is a manager to work a person like Claudio. I was lucky to have the opportunity to be with him.
Thank you. We'll take 2 more questions for the embargo. We'll start with Sam Lee and then we'll move to Paul Hurst.
Hi, Pep. Hi, Pep. Another Claudio Bravo. You've obviously mentioned what's wrong with Stones in terms of his ankle. Is there any injury with Bravo? Is he staying until the end of the season?
Yeah, he's going to stay at the end of the season, like David. And he had a little bit muscular problem in his hamstrings. He arrived incredible well. He stayed all the lockdown here in England with their kids. Their kids are so happy in England, and they stay here. And he arrived well, but unfortunately, 1 week more or less, 10 days before the start of the season, the first game against Arsenal, he suffered a little bit pain in the back. But yesterday or 2 days ago, he started to run. So I think in a few days, he's going to come back to training with Xavi Mancisidor and Eddie and Scott in the goal.
Okay, and you mentioned the other day, ice baths. You can't do that kind of regeneration work and injury recovery. How are you adapting to that, and what kind of stuff are you able to do to stop the players picking up injuries and suffering from fatigue?
We are going to adapt. So I think the Premier League is open a little bit step by step, the chance to do more things than usual. So that is good. We can use more physios than before in the first weeks, for example. And just adapt. So 1 decade ago, we didn't have ice bath and we didn't have all the incredible facilities that we have, and we could survive. So we're going to adapt and survive what we have. When you have a good mentality and be positive and say, okay, before the massage taking 30 minutes, now we have to do it in 15 minutes, then we're going to do with 15 minutes. So the important is a good mentality, be positive, take care of yourself, continue to do your routines that make you comfortable before the training session and the games, and the rest, it's coming for themselves.
Paul Hurst.
Hi, Pep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was just coming back to Leroy. How disappointing is it that he's not? He doesn't want to extend his contract. He's a player that you've invested a lot of money in and invested a lot of time and faith in as well.
No, I'm not. I'm so disappointed. Of course, when we make an offer on players, because we want him. He's a young player with incredible potential, with incredible quality, special quality that is difficult to find all around the world. But we tried before the injury. We tried before the go to the surgery and after that, but he rejected. So he has another wishes, and I understand. So I said many times. So we want players who want to play with this club, who want to play with us. I want to full commit to try to achieve our targets. So, but of course we respect him. He's an incredible nice guy. We love him. I love him so much. So he's so educated. He's a nice family. So I don't have nothing against. It's just he decided he want to make another adventure for his career, and he doesn't want to stay. So when that's happened, we are going to to focus or help him until the last day is here. And we're going to count for the players who want to stay here.